Okay, should be getting received now. Okay, should be getting received now. Hello and welcome everybody, sorry for the delay. I'm the Scribe. Today we're going to be going over Assassin's Creed Unity and the history of the video game. So before I do get into this, I do want to go ahead and thank our sponsors, Magic Feet Compression Socks, supporting heroes and winners. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Later in January, there will be 2 streams where I'll be streaming in the afternoon. And I do want to go ahead and give a heads up for those wondering. Yes, I will be able to play the Halo series. I do plan to play Halo Reach first on next Thursday. And I should be finishing up Grimm's Hollow as well. So it should be happening around the same day. And we also have a Discord channel and a YouTube channel as well. We'll be uploading our clips on our Discord. If you want to talk to any of us streamers, more than welcome to. I did send in a link into our chat box. You can find me on there under the Scribe channel.
Is not lost. The past lives inside us. Encoded in the double helix are the experiences of our ancestors. After 3 decades of research, our engineers have forged the cutting edge of biotechnological interfaces. We have unlocked the lives of our forebears. We have opened a window into the past. This is total immersion entertainment. With the press of a button, you will experience the most pivotal moments in history, all from the comfort of home. Welcome to Helix, where the past is your playground.
So I want to start off with, I love the intro for this game. I think it's super cool how self-aware the game is. Like, it knows it's a game and it's presenting itself that way, rather than in a lot of the older Assassin's Creed games, you're this person who's hooked up to a machine and you're fighting for this cause that you're not really aware of, versus Helix, and then versus, you can see in the bottom right of it where it's very, this is a company and then some. It's pushing that forward, which is really cool to see. I think this is one of the first games in the Creed series that has done that. Now we can look and see other installments of the game, including past and present, and I think future content as well, which is super cool that they've done that. That means that it's the game itself, and it can get a little complicated this part, the game itself is presenting itself as a game through these other games that it has released. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like a whole, like, I don't want to say, but like Inception sort of deal. A game within a game within a game, essentially. Another Assassin's Creed installment that does that is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. We might look into that as well, depending how long Unity takes. I do want to start off with this one within the Assassin's Creed series, just because it is one of the shorter ones, and I'm able to keep this one pretty much by itself. If I was starting any of the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I would need to play the second one and then the third one, Brotherhood, Revelations, like that whole deal, because Ezio has a whole trilogy with him. So I'd rather just keep it self-contained. So back a little bit more to the game. It's so a little bit about Abstergo and that stuff. Within the universe of Assassin's Creed, Abstergo is this Templar order disguising itself as a media outlet in order to gain money, popularity, and funding for research towards its like religious cause. So the Templars and Assassins are real organizations, or have been in the past, present, in some different forms of variations in history. However, many of the people that we see in Assassin's Creed, like within the Assassin Order, if they existed, they certainly did not exist in the way that the game presents them. However, the historical figures that we see, oftentimes we do assassinate, are real people, and their actions and the days of the murder, how they died, what they did, are pretty accurate. Granted, some of the things do have to be adjusted in order for it to be, you know, playable as a game rather than it being a movie or a book. You wouldn't really want to go to Assassin's Creed for complete historical accuracy, but it is a great segment if you want to live within that moment of history as close to it as you possibly can. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the first one, and because I did bring up the Templar Order, they want you to side with the Templars. You can see here in most of the choices that you're given to play that most of them are assassins. However, on the top row, the first three, The Tragedy of Jacques de Molay, Triumph of the Borgias, and The Lone Eagle, excuse me if I mispronounce any of those words and names, those are Templars, or assassins who might have become Templars, or were swayed, or kind of in the middle. But then everybody else in the bottom, they're all assassins, I think. No, the bottom right, no, okay. I thought that was, for like a split second, that was an assassin who became, like, who went rogue. We won't be playing, it's literally called Assassin's Creed Rogue. We won't be playing that one on this so far. But the choices that they give you are very important. The first three, and the only one that you are able to play, is seeing these events through the eyes of a Templar, or their side of the story. They're trying to skew that vision and that version of that the Templars are right, the assassins are bad, trying to get the people to be on their side so they can keep reducing the numbers of the assassins' influence and their order in the game's universe. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this one, and yeah, so you can see like everything else is locked. Like, you can't play anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this one. And there is some cutscenes in this one and some dialogue, so I probably won't be saying much for this segment.
last of the heroic Knights Templar, Jacques de Molay was a man of principle, a towering...
Who goes there?
A friend of the temple.
Floirac. The Council's message was absolute. You're not welcome here.
I must speak with the Grand...
They all are. Another day, perhaps.
King Philip disagrees.
Why you're not rotting in a cell at this moment, I cannot fathom.
We are betrayed. Draw your swords, men. Defend the temple. Not you, brother. I have a different task for you. Come with me.
King Philip's moving faster than we expected.
Another hand is at work here.
The Pope?
The assassins.
Assassins? I thought the Mongol Khans broke their power decades ago.
The assassins are far older than Nasir, my friend. Their anarchic delusions are virulent as the plague, and less easily eradicated. We will not prevail this night, but if you make haste, we may yet save our order.
What must I do?
Go to the town. Take the sword and the book. Hide them. They must not fall into the assassin's hands.
Grandmaster, I
Go!
will.
Okay, so that was a little difficult to get to an area where I'm not getting absolutely demolished by the assassins and by any rogue Templars. Come on. Or anybody who's betrayed the order. So I do want to go ahead and get a little bit of a visual of what's going on. It's a bit difficult to see. Oh.
Hold the bridge! Hold! I have to take a different way.
The colors, just because it's a little dark in that area. But as we go, we can see that it's a dark blue, navy blue, and then these bright orange because it's fire, so it sticks out really, really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and give us a little bit of a view of what's going on. So I do want to talk just a bit about the architecture. Assassin's Creed is really well known for its architecture accuracy, especially during the historical periods. There we go. And let me see if we can get a nice angle of things without leaves being in the way. There we go. There's not much we can see here at the moment just because we're in the middle of a battle and it's really dark to see. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a view of the places inside. try to. Whoops. So, unfortunately, Assassin's Creed Unity has its moments with, like, the parkour and, like, moving around. It has such mixed reviews. It's not really the best for, like, jumping those gaps. However, the parkour that's heavily used in all the Assassin's Creed games is some of the best ones. Especially when we actually start playing more of the game. Oh, look here. Here's a better view of the area. Not by much. You see these dark corridors. Even though it's in a game, they still want to keep it as realistic as possible. Where it's difficult to see. Let me get this guy. So see, we're already seeing this whole side of the Templar Order where it's like, oh look, you're the good guy and you're trying to save everybody and you're trying to do this, and your mentor that you've had a split-second emotional connection to versus the character having this connection to, you know, plays that little touch here and there for it, which is really interesting that they did that. Because they just thrust you into it. They don't really want you to, like, look into it too much for what's going on. They just want to be like, okay, here, go fight, go do things. It's pretty interesting how the game itself presents the game within the game. Oh, flash warning for anybody. Hopefully they caught it up, sorry. You normally are never on that receiving end of it. And we do get those grenades. I'm gonna avoid using those. I want a lightning sword. Kinda cool.
Pope Clement, hear me? Before this year is out, you will answer for your crimes before God Almighty. And you, King Philip, no punishment is too heinous for the great evil you have inflicted upon the temple. I curse you! Curse you to the 13th generation of your blood! You shall be cursed!
So what's really cool is that curse is actually real.
Consumed in flames of
Super
hunger and wrath. Thus came the age of true wisdom to a blistering close. The Knights Templar, once the proud shepherds of order, peace, and illumination, were no more.
Yeah, let's get a sniffer running. If Abstergo pings us, pull me out. Okay. I have a visual. Hey there. This is probably disorienting, so I'll be brief. I'm Bishop, not my real name, obviously, but that's as much as you'll get today. Please listen carefully. Abstergo is using you, hijacking your neurons to help them sift through genetic memory data. These guys have their fingers in countless corporations, governments, media outlets, and NGOs. But now, they want control over history itself. If that doesn't frame you, it should. But we're here to stop them, and I need your help. Deacon, preload gene sequence AD16, B13, I87.
Yep, spooling it up.
Last week, we gained access to a bank of unsequenced memories in Abstergo's Helix servers. For now, we'd like you to experience a small sample. This should help you understand our struggle. And after that, you can decide for yourself what comes next. We'll be waiting.
Arno.
Can't I go with you, Father?
Courage, my boy. You wait just here. I will return when this hand reaches the top.
That's forever.
Not as long as all that. And when I get back, we'll see the fireworks. And Arno, no exploring, hmm?
Yes, Father.
Okay, so before I continue on, I do want to go ahead and thank Magic Feet Compression Socks for sponsoring this stream. I am the Scribe. I stream from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I talk about game development throughout various games that I play. Today we're talking about Assassin's Creed and the historical accuracy in Unity. Now I do want to go ahead and remind you guys that we do have a YouTube channel where we upload our clips and streams as well. And that we also have a Discord channel. If you want to talk to me or any of the other streamers on there, you're more than welcome to. We all have our own channels on there with our names. So I do want to... So one thing that always makes me laugh about this game is first of all, stunning. It still holds up. I think it looks really nice. However, one of the biggest things that a lot of people say, and I didn't really register it pretty much until I started doing more research about this game, is that it throws people off when this person who's supposed to be in France, like this whole game takes place in France during the French Revolution, a little bit before it. But the thing that always gets people is like, why does he have like an English accent? It's unnerving. It kind of breaks away from that whole immersion of what's going on. And then when I heard them talk, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's kind of right. That makes sense. But what's great is for Abstergo, and I know for what was it called? The Assassin's Creed Order. They were using the Animus. I think both organizations used both. So in the Animus, it's supposed to like register the language that you can understand as best as possible. Otherwise, everybody would be speaking French during that time period. That dialect of France that like I don't think carried over. Like, there's still definitely a lot of terms are probably used, but over time language evolves, and they're like, okay, well, nobody really understands either this version of French, these dialects, or these words, these terms aren't used anymore, so we have to update everything. So that's their reasoning behind it. Almost I said excuse. It's not an excuse, it's their reasoning for it. And I did want to point out that just in case the dialogue over the fire and that moment that we just saw before, that curse is actually real. I looked it up just to see, it's like, okay, is this person actually real that got burned? Yes, he did get burned at the stake during the year and everything, like how he was killed, his last words, again, Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft are really, they try to be as accurate about that as possible, which is really cool that they do go to those lengths to make sure that even though it is a video game, they still make sure that a lot of the things are historically accurate, which is super nice. So it's like, oh, okay, this is a little time capsule that I can participate in. Go ahead and run after her. Let's see. I will say though, these clothes look very uncomfortable for the boy and for the girl. Like, ugh, I'm okay. It'd probably be really great during like the winter times though. So I'm gonna look around in the interior for a bit. Oh, it's gold, everything's fancy, there's glittering chandeliers everywhere. And we'll be seeing a lot of this recurring theme during this time period as well indoors. But this is more exclusive to... Sorry, he kind of freaked me out. This is going to be as accurate as it can be because some of these places were either destroyed, ransacked, or refurbished. So some of the things might not be as accurate. But again, they did try to keep a lot of the accuracy of what's going on. I think we're in Versailles right now. Like the actual palace. I want to say is where it was. But a lot of these intricate designs on the walls, the paintings, the large open areas of rooms where it's just not empty because there's chairs, there's places for you to sit. Other than that, it's like, it's just a room that connects to another room. It's like a really intricate hallway. Just because, you know, they have the money, they can do it. Why not?
Bet you can't steal one.
Thief! Put that back!
What happened? Do you know what the penalty is for stealing?
Damn it! What the hell's going on? Put that away now! Got you now!
Hurry, through here. Did you see their faces when we stole those apples? I'm Arno.
Elise.
I'm here with my father.
So am I. He has important business with the king.
What should we do now?
Listen. Don't worry, they'll never think to look for us in here.
It was my fault. I'm the one who took the apple.
Let's see where they're going. Keep up.
I love the suspense that's building up to it. You can hear the audio, the people clamoring, the music's different, it starts to pitch up. Before there was nobody here. Like just moments ago it was an empty hallway, nobody was there. And now it's full of people. You can kind of hear the dialogue. Now the one thing I don't like about what they did with Unity, and again it's supposed to try to keep it as immersive as possible, but why have the main cast speak in English or whichever language you have set for it, and then the rest of the people, like the crowd, they'll talk in French? It can get really disorienting sometimes where it's like, wait, what are they saying? Oh right, this is language I might not understand. That's just me being kind of nitpicky, but I think if you're just gonna make everybody, at least the NPCs or important characters, be speaking a language that you select, you should have it where everybody does that. I know sometimes they'll sprinkle in, depending the region and time period of Assassin's Creed you're playing, they'll use those slangs and some of those words. So they'll sprinkle in some French in here so often, but they'll mostly speak whatever language you pick. I do want to let me back up a little bit more. So you can see that I'm trying to run a little bit, but you can't. Like right now the character themselves are like, oh, okay, something's going on. I probably shouldn't be running. But if we start from here and just kind of angle ourselves, we're very center in the frame. More so than usual. Like everything is like perfectly lined up. The doorways, the chandeliers, the hallway, even the focal point of the green dot is very much in the center. It's like that is where you're supposed to go. Right now it's all about you. Nobody else is important. Everything else is just kind of a blur. I really like how they went about that. It's really, really nice. What's really cool too that I like that they did is in films and TV shows and other types of games, you'll see that maybe the color scheme starts to get more saturated, more blue, the music starts to get more quieter, you don't really hear that many people, but right now you're hearing somebody in the background crying. Maybe you're hearing people in the background like talking about it. Right now there's no music. Try to raise the volume a bit so you guys can hear that there's no music going on. There's hushed dialogue, like people are trying not to make it a big scene even though it obviously is a big scene, but because you're a kid, nobody's really telling you anything what's going on. It's very like, sorry, I got distracted by the girl to the right. You'll see her jump for a second, like even she's trying to see what's going on. Like, I think those little things are really cool that they brought in, that they try to make it as realistic, like cinematically as possible as well. All these little things that you would see in movies, but all these other little things that you would see as well in real life.
Elise.
Father?
Come here, girl, now.
Father?
Come away, boy.
Honor. Honor. Look at me.
Ferry and cards, so you stoop to thieving, you bastard!
Calm down, Victor. I've only come for my watch.
It's my watch. I want it fairly.
Well, in a just world, Victor, I would agree with you, but this is not a just world. This is France.
You're a dead man.
Oh, step lightly there. You'll hurt yourself.
I just had a nice chat with your brother.
You go. Fetch the marshals.
Hold on a minute. Diable.
I've got it, Victor.
Okay, so for this part, I won't be able to stop and talk at the moment. I just completely missed over that. Just because this part's a chase scene. However, I do want to go over a bit where I like how they go over the tutorials in this game. That instead of holding your hand through it, it's, hey, this is going on, you need to run. We're going to give you enough time to react to it. Practice it a few times as you're playing the game, but then after a while, it's just going to be a thing without reminders. Like, you're just going to have to go, 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 go. Hopefully you've remembered it when you do need to use it.
Come over here and say that.
This part I hate the most, just because you have to run away from a lot of people, and if you run past guards, as you can see on my radar, then they will start to attack you. So hopefully I don't die. We're gonna go hide. And what's nice is on the map you can see those little triangles. Okay, cool. Places to hide, which is really nice. Oh my gosh, no, the chase scenes in this game can get like I like death grip my controller. I'm like, I can't, somebody give me like help. I can't at all. It's so stressful sometimes. Okay, now that everything's calmed down in the game, before I continue on, I'm gonna look a little bit more in the architecture of this area. I'm gonna look a bit at some of the people too. That guy does not like how I think that was the guy I was running away from, actually. That's funny. So you can start hearing some of the people in the background. They're talking in French, and there's no subtitles or anything in this, so you don't really know what's going on unless you speak that language. Which if you do, I'm jealous, because I want to know what they're saying. Actually, are there subtitles for that? Let me see. Turn that off. I doubt it'll show up as you're going on in the game, but we'll see. So I want to go over just a bit in the art and more in the architecture and a bit about the clothes. Not too much. One of the things I have noticed, and actually talked with one of my friends who is really well involved in history, and he likes the French Revolution, and he says one of the historical inaccuracies of the game is the military colors for the people. They're wrong. I think they would use, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I think they would use less blue for it. Like, that didn't come in until much later. A lot of the buildings, how they were designed, very accurate. I ran all the way around just in case, because sometimes some of the guards don't like it when you're climbing the buildings. And we're going to be dealing with a lot of angry guards for this game, so I'm going to deal with that as little as possible for as long as I can. I love the synchronization points. They're so... I think every game, even though a lot of them are really similar, they're all so different. Like, it's so cool. I love it so much. So for those who don't know what a sync point is, other than just like seeing a map of the area a lot more clear, it starts to bring up on your mini map as well on the bottom left, like if there's any treasures nearby, you can see a little chest. If there's any points of interest, it registers on your map. And these also provide fast travel points for you to go to, so instead of having to run on foot, which is what you have to do in a majority, if not all, Assassin's Creed games. I don't know, I haven't played 3 yet. I'm not sure if you can just be on horseback half the time. You probably can. But instead of having to run each time, because some of the maps are very large, I heard Assassin's Creed Origins, it's the biggest map. So having to do that like 20 minutes to get one area, not ideal. Is you don't want to do that. Even if there's stuff to do in the middle, sometimes you just want to progress with the story. That you get these fast travel points. I wonder if I can bring up the map. There we go. Because we haven't gone anywhere, or much of anywhere right now. You can't really see it. So here's one section of the map that there's a viewpoint or synchronization area where there's nothing here, but if you go there and do that, you can see it on this side of the map. You can see all these little points of interest. And one of my favorite things to do, which I think everybody's favorite part, is the leap of faith. I'm not sure if in Unity you can die from it. I know in the Ezio games you can die from it if you like angle it wrong, so I'm here's hoping that we don't discover that today. Here we go. Now if this was scientifically accurate, yeah, Arno would have like exploded on impact. Fun story, I went to a convention like 3-4 years ago. It was at Dragon Con, and they were talking about the science behind certain things in video games. And one of the biggest things was the leap of faiths for Assassin's Creed. For that height, like you would need an ungodly amount of hay in order to break your fall, but that doesn't mean you won't break your bones. So I just think that's so funny how it's like this little tiny itty bitty little bale of hay is gonna protect you from that fall. Some of the falls are higher too, depending where you go. And you walk off like it's nothing, like, oh yeah, whatever. Like I think that's always so funny. And it's like, hopefully nobody tries to do that for real. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going on with the story. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsor, Magic Feet Compression Socks, supporting heroes and winners. I am the Scribe. I am streaming from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I go over video game development, the things that go on behind it. For Assassin's Creed Unity, I'm going behind the historical accuracies and inaccuracies about this game. Honestly, it's one of my favorite games, so I'm like super excited to do it. We also have a Discord server if you guys want to join in and talk to us. If you want to talk to me specifically, I'm on there as well. If there's another streamer you did want to talk to, we do have separate channels. Sorry, that guy just ran into me when I was trying to do my little announcements. Rude. You have the rest of France to go to, and he decides to, and so does this lady. They just have to run into me. Anyways, if you guys want to chat with us, we have our own little rooms in there. You guys pop in, say hi. That just, I feel like so offended that that happened twice.
And where in God's name have you been?
Ha! Got you now, you little shit!
Just a little misunderstanding. Nothing to...
Your master's harboring a common criminal. In broad daylight, he broke into my home and stole my watch.
Did he indeed? Well, I'm sure the Marshalsea would be more than willing to sort this out.
Sort what out, Olivier?
A most serious accusation against your ward, sir.
He robbed me.
Of what, precisely? Wait for me in my library.
Real quick, I do want to say that this game is rated M for mature.
Don't give me that look. Victor cheats when he plays Pharaoh. Everyone knows it.
Arno? Who are you talking to?
No one, monsieur.
You'll be happy to learn I persuaded Olivier to leave off calling the Marshalsea. Again.
Je vous remercie, monsieur.
What is this? The 6th time? The 7th? Perhaps a new hobby might be better for your health.
Well, I find playing cards affords many opportunities for fresh air and exercise.
We'll talk about this later. I have business in town and must collect Elise before I can attend to it.
Elise is here.
Only for the night. She returns to Paris first thing tomorrow.
She'll need an escort. Won't she, with you so preoccupied?
One of you running amok is quite enough. Remain here and see if Olivier has any chores for you.
I'm sure he does.
What was that?
Give my regards to Elise.
I wonder if Mythbusters has done an episode about Assassin's Creed and like the leap of faith. That'd be really fun. I'm actually really curious. I might go look that up when I'm done streaming to see if that is a thing. I also want to say, every time I look at Arno in this outfit, it drives me up the wall. Why? Sir, fix your sleeves. Please. It drives me crazy. Like, I hate it. It's like, either have your sleeve down or your sleeve up. Like, please. Like, have them up because down like that looks like it would be really uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it. And then you see it in some of his assassin's outfits as well, where there might be one glove that's taller than the other, or some of his robes and like shirts and stuff. Some of them he doesn't have gloves on, or like he has gloves on one hand, and it drives me rabid. Like, I don't like it at all. Oh my gosh, it is the worst. Now, I think for this sequence, it should last for a bit longer. I know right now, like, in the game itself, you're only, like, playing a bit of what's going on with Arno's story before you're actually diving into it.
Thrown out onto the street yet?
Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you?
It'd break my heart.
Olivier, if I weren't here, who'd do all your work for you?
The horses need brushing, boy. Get to it.
Certainement, monsieur.
Olivier, the master assassin, because he's so sassy. I love him.
Sire de la Serre, wait! Nom de Dieu. Nom de Dieu, nom de Dieu.
Some trouble, mon ami?
A letter for Sire de la Serre. It's very important.
Oh, calm yourself, Perrault. That letter won't reach Monsieur de la Serre any faster if you drop dead of exhaustion. Give it here. I'll catch him.
You must receive it today. It's very...
Very important. Yes, I heard you the first time. I'll see that he gets it.
Is the video and audio off?
Monsieur de la Serre! Stop!
Because I'm wondering... Oh, wow, I completely missed that. I know some people have that issue. Depending if they're watching on Twitch, I think there's a bit of a delay for that. If it's like on YouTube or Facebook, I don't think there's much of an audio-video delay.
Apparently, Walnut is a popular finish this season.
Who is driving this coach? Pelops? Arrêtez!
I love though that Arno thinks he can keep up with like a horse. Like, come on, man. You're fast, but you're not that fast.
Monsieur de la Serre! Excuse, wrong carriage. What I need is a bird's eye view.
Oh, poor Arno. He's like, my bad. Oh, that's odd that the screen is black for you. I know some of us have been having some weird connection issues with Twitch. And some other people have been having connection issues with... It's either YouTube or Facebook. I'm not sure which one. So I'll definitely look into that on my end as well. Thanks for letting me know.
There you are.
Oh, how odd. Okay, so it might be something on my end. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that after this stream. Hopefully nobody else is having this Twitch issue. I'll definitely bring it up with them as well, just in case. Before I do go into there, right? Convenient hay basket. I love it. So before I go into there, I do want to say that Unity, I think, is the first and only Assassin's Creed game that allows multiplayer. So if anybody does have Assassin's Creed Unity, I'm playing on the PlayStation, by the way. If you guys do want to play along with me when I do stream it, that'd be great. I'd love to do the multiplayer missions, because some of them you do need 2 to 4 people, depending what it is. And that'd be really, really fun to do that with some other people. And it would be during my streams, unless we're trying to like just kind of do some repetitive stuff of like, I need this armor or something. That'd be really fun. I think even then would just be really cool to do some stuff with people. Oh, that's so stressful. I don't know how he doesn't see me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look how close that is. Oh my god. I've never had that happen. He's just right there. Oh wow. He just smacked him in the face. Wow. That's a lot of stuff that's going on that shouldn't be going on. And yeah, I think I have, let me go ahead and paste the Discord stuff again. Definitely send me a message on there. And then we can figure something out. And I'm under the Scribe. Oh, I haven't played this part in so long. I'll be honest, I kind of forget where to go. Okay, over there. Can I just... Alright. Somehow got in there with nobody seeing me. I'm probably not supposed to be here, but that's okay. Oh, okay, never mind. Huh, golden doors, love that. First of all, Arnold does not blend in. He needs to fix his sleeves. He needs to get a jacket. Something. Because he sticks out so bad.
Un long intervalle s'était écoulé depuis les dernières nuits des états généraux. Is he still talking?
Where the devil are they?
Je n'ai pas balancé à rétablir un usage dont le royaume... La nation, une nouvelle source de bonheur. La dette de l'État... Une guerre dispendieuse, mais en a été la cause. L'augmentation des impôts en a été la suite nécessaire et a rendu plus sensible l'inquiétude générale, un désir exagéré d'innovation se sont emparés des esprits et finiraient par égarer totalement les opinions si on ne se hâtait de les fixer par une réunion d'avis sages et modérés. C'est dans cette confiance, messieurs, que je vous ai rassemblés.
So, who or what will take its place? Another king? A council of capable men?
That is the question, isn't it?
A truce, then.
What the devil was that about?
We can resolve this without recourse to violence, can't we? Get him, Yuko!
I suppose not.
How in the world Is that man still alive? His whole head went through that wardrobe. And then some. Like... Oh my gosh.
Easy, big fella.
Let's see you rock. Think you can stay off? Ready for a beating? You can't take us both at once.
Not your day, is it, Victor? To your health, gentlemen.
You boy! Sir! What are you doing there? Running. Hey!
Getting back in there now. Catch them back at home, I suppose.
I'm like the worst person for running and hiding. I just kind of run until they stop chasing me. Sometimes I'll find places, but I have a very bad luck of running into more guards. So keep an eye out for that whenever that happens. It's like, go hide here. It's like, I'm gonna just keep running. So we are about at that 40-minute mark. I'm gonna continue on with this session with Assassin's Creed Unity. There's so much stuff to talk about this game, honestly, as I play. I do plan to finish it. Or at least I do plan to do a lot of the single-player missions that don't revolve around the story. Just because there's so much to go into. The multiplayer ones are really cool. I definitely want to look at those. I'm gonna try to, so I'll probably do this a bit off stream, is progress through the story a bit more, just so I can have different places to look at and to talk about. So I climbed up a bit so we can see a little bit more of the colors that go on in this game. So when we were down below in the streets, it was blue, it felt kind of cold. Granted, there's a lot of shade what's going on in the area, but there was still a bit of like a blue tinge color to it. Oh my god, Arnold just slipping all over the roofs, my bad. And we could see that we see a lot of blue tones in this game. It's very cool. It's not blaring, it's not loud. There's a lot of mist and smoke. There's not a lot of color that really sticks out, which is good for a game like this because they're trying to make it be historically as accurate as possible. You can see the roofs are like starting to come apart. We can actually see some of the shingles just completely off, rotted away. The buildings aren't really well taken care of. They're just kind of there just to have a building. A lot of them have windows because during this time period, of course, there was no air conditioning, so you'd want as many windows as possible, especially during the summer and like warmer seasons. However, that made it really hard in the winter times to stay warm because of the amount of windows. Whoops, sorry. My audio was kind of acting a little funny there in my video, so I wanted to give that a second for it to catch up. But yeah, it was difficult to keep warm during the colder times. You can see, we'll go to some other buildings as well. You can see, even like during like not entirely warmer time periods, you won't see like chimneys active, but you still see them going. People will probably cook with them or just keep that area of the house warm. And as we get to other parts, and it's not even that far, like right across the street from this kind of sad looking building, and then if we just turn the camera, we can see a lot more cleaner buildings. There's a lot more vibrant colors on them. There's plants growing on the side. We can even see the balconies that are very well maintained. So that was a really big issue during this time period. The financial differences were very, very, very great, which is a big issue during the French Revolution. Kind of like what starts it is with most revolutions, I think, as well, where there's the inequality between classes, between caste systems, for those that did use it in their history. For France, it was very extreme, where like literally just right across the street, it's, oh, you can live in a very rundown area or you can live in a really nice area. Like even looking at the roofs from here, they're clean, they're well put together, they're not falling apart. Even areas where you think it wouldn't be as clean, like it just looks cleaner, it feels nicer, everything's well maintained. We'll look a little bit over here for a bit. And you can even see the type of people that are walking around. Like if we look from up here, I'm gonna drop down. It's not as terrible to see. Like just looking at what the people are wearing. Right here in this area, everybody looks well dressed. Everybody's wearing like their fanciest clothes. And then we go just down the street. Even as we're walking, we can see these ladies and gentlemen wearing very nice attire. And then immediately right next to them is somebody who looks like they're dressed in rags. Because that's what it was. It was that extreme, the differences. There wasn't really a middle class. There wasn't a middle ground for people. And the poor were taxed extremely heavily. Like, if you couldn't get any poorer than you could during the French Revolution, you'd be surprised. You'd get more poorer. Like, it was unimaginable how much they were taxed, how unfair it was, and how tired the people were getting. I think right now the revolution's starting to happen during Arno's playthrough. Arno wasn't a real person, by the way. He's completely fabricated for Assassin's Creed Unity. But some of these, all these places are real. All the buildings are real. A lot of these people are real as well. I think this building, I'm not sure if in the game it was remodeled to make it look like how it used to, but this building, let's see if I can grab the name for it. No, there's no name for it. Oh wait, yeah, a little bit. Not the actual building itself, but that's an actual building, like for real. I don't know if you can visit it because a lot of these historical buildings in France either they weren't really well maintained like nowadays, or if they are, the museums, they might be shut down at the moment for various reasons. But some of the buildings that you do see in Unity you can actually go visit. Really see like maybe where they used to be at. So it's pretty cool. Like, whoa, you guys see that flag? Come on. What? It was just straight, and then suddenly I look at it. And that's a big thing for Unity, apparently, is the visual glitches that happen. This one was actually released pretty quickly, and unfortunately the Assassin's Creed series does have that moment where, or that reputation where it's just like, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game. And it sucks because this one would have been really cool, especially with the multiplayer aspect that's added to it. And they really messed up on it. And I wish they would have kept going with that in the other Creed series, or at least expand on this a little bit more.
Bonsoir, Olivier. Has Monsieur de la Serre returned?
Senor de la Serre is not expected until late.
Ah, well, I suppose I'll just pass the time with Elise then.
Don't get your hopes up just yet. Mademoiselle is at a private soiree in her honor at the palace.
A party? I wasn't invited.
Neither were the horses.
I'm sure she just misplaced my invitation. I'll find my own way in. How late is late?
Perhaps an hour, perhaps 3, perhaps not at all. I do not question the comings and goings of my betters.
I'll just wait here then.
So one thing about these buildings that I thought was pretty neat, and granted, you know, it's video game time. Where are they gonna have these? Bathrooms. That was not a thing. Toilets weren't, you know, in common practice during this time period and during this area. So either they would use the bathrooms in the corners of rooms, like, hey, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, I'll see you guys later. They'll go to the corner of the room, use the bathroom, put it in the basin, and chuck it out the window. I wonder if umbrellas were invented during this time period specifically for that. Probably not. I was just waiting for a second. There was a little bit of lag on my end. So we are about at that 30-minute mark. I should be able to do about another mission, maybe 2. I'm gonna try to speed on through it up until my stream is finished. Speaking of that, I am the Scribe. I go over video games, history, maybe the game development, just depending what game I'm playing. Right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed Unity, and I'm going over the historical accuracies and inaccuracies of this game, as well as other game dev stuff. Like as you saw earlier, that we went over a bit on the colors and the historical accuracy of the buildings, the clothes, all that fun stuff. So I stream every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Uh-oh, internet. You got 30 minutes. I'm wondering if that's why some people have been having issues. Sorry about that, guys. We are sponsored by Magic Feet Compression Socks, supporting heroes and winners. We have a Discord server if you guys want to join up on that one. If you guys want to talk to any of us, we are in there. We all have our own separate channels. If you want to talk to me specifically, I'm under the Scribe. And we also have the other streamers in there as well. We also have a YouTube website oh my goodness. I need more coffee. We also have YouTube where we post our clips and our streams on there as well. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I do apologize for any of the video, audio, and just overall internet lag that has been happening on my end. There has been some storms going on recently, so it's been kind of up and down. And I do want to remind you guys that this game is rated M for mature. So you have been warned if you are under 17, I think that's the mature rating, and you're watching this, just please be advised that there may be themes that may not be suitable for you. Where do I have to go? Is it downstairs? It's downstairs. I'm about to put it on this little tiny table. Wait, but this is his office. Right. Oh, there it is.
Le tragique. Too depressing. I could just slip it under the door. He'd see it. There. Safe and sound, and only slightly delayed. And now, to the palace. I couldn't sneak through a sewer in these threads, much less a ball. Here, here, mon ami. Let me take care of that.
Well, thank you, young man.
Maximilien Robespierre. No guest.
Arno. Le Chevalier du Télème.
Invitation, s'il vous plaît.
About that, I had one, of course, but on the web...
No invitation, no admittance. Now clear the queue. Next, please. Charles Gabriel Siver. 2 guests. Next, please.
Right? I love how handsome he looks. I was like, wow, he cleans up well, and both of his sleeves are down. Alright. I'm no longer going rabid. I'm gonna go ahead and try to blast through this part before my time is up. I'm curious though, I'm wondering if fireworks were a thing. Or no, please go on the windowsill. Please go in, thank you.
Let's just put in a short appearance to be polite. I'm tired.
Yeah, I wonder if fireworks were invented during this time. Probably.
Practically up in arms, and they're having a party.
What's this party for, anyway?
Not sure. Some kind of confirmation ceremony for the De La Serre girl.
shift change yet.
Look at that. Pretty sure his shoes cost more than my rent.
You up there! Stop! Get down!
Will you let me back in if I do?
What? Certainly not!
Well then, if it's all the same to you, I think I'll stay up here.
You, come here.
Ooh, I hope they don't see me. I'm gonna just look at the painting. Blend in. Also, I get really quiet during these like sneak missions. For whatever reason, I'm one of those players that is like, oh, I have to be quiet in game. Well, that means I have to be quiet for real, which is completely not true. I do know that there are some games though that for the PlayStation controller, there's a motion sensor in it, and if you're supposed to be still, like for real, like in the game, if your hands aren't still, the game will register that you're moving. So, and it can be pretty sensitive, so I know there are people who, I myself included, will put the controller down if we need to stay still. I'm not sure there's any games that take advantage of the microphone for that. I'm sure there is, so it'd be kind of cool.
M'accorderiez-vous cette danse pour gentilhomme?
Merci. Un autre jour.
Right? They use that like motion sensor thing in like horror games. So if I want to play that, if I want to use that, I'll have to play a horror game. I'll have to see which ones do it the most often rather than every once in a while.
She always did love the chase.
You seem to have caused quite a commotion.
Well, what can I say? You were always a bad influence.
Oh, you were a worse one. Are you wearing one of my father's suits?
Are you wearing a dress?
Don't even start. I feel like a mummy wrapped up in this thing.
Must be quite an occasion to get you so fancy.
It's not like that. Truth be told, it's a lot of ceremony and pontification. Doll is dead.
Well, when you don't invite me to your parties, everyone suffers.
I did try, but my father was adamant.
Your father?
Go. I'll distract them.
What? You're kicking me out?
It's complicated. I'll explain later, but for now, out the window.
Oh, no. You're not turning this into a repeat of that apple orchard.
Stop being such a baby. I'm sure there aren't any guard dogs this time. Go! Oh my! That wasn't the billiard room at all, was it?
We are pursuing an interloper, Mademoiselle de la Terre. Have you seen him?
I did see him a few times there. What were those little hoops?
I was muted, but I screamed a little bit when he saw me. Oh my gosh, no, this is so stressful. This part takes so long because you can't just run. You have to like run inside the buildings. And that's, come on.
Out here.
10 to 1 I end the night cleaning a rich man's vomit off my shoes.
This is so stressful. Oh my gosh.
You all right, monsieur? Too much of the king's champagne? Monsieur? Monsieur de la Serre? Monsieur de la Serre!
Sylvain, come away! Guards! Help! Murder!
Mon Dieu, he's killed Lord de la Serre.
I love that the thing was like, don't get into conflict. Well, kind of got into that one at the last minute. Oops.
No! It wasn't me! Damn me, I wielded the knife! Please, have mercy!
Gaia est omnis divisa in partes tres.
They're killing us! Oh God, have mercy! They're killing the prisoners in here!
That's enough of that, you degenerate!
Where am I?
In hell.
I love the sudden twist that it takes. It's fun, parties, and meet you with your girlfriend. You're having a good time. Oh, you gotta run away. You might meet up later. You're in all these fancy clothes. It's gonna be a great time. Then suddenly death and murder, and you're framed for it. Wow. What a great way to get started into the nitty-gritty of this game. Oh, this guy. This guy.
What are you staring at, pisspot? My grandmother eats harder than that. She's Belgian. Well struck, pisspot. See if your defense is good. So much effort for a broken antique.
The only broken antique in here is flapping his idiot jaw.
Say that again.
I've nothing more to say, old man. Give me what's mine, and go back to your crazy drawings, old man.
Drawings?
He's here. Everywhere. Scribbled like chicken scratches all over this cell. Where?
Come here, you little pisspot.
Get your hands off me.
Look at the wall.
What are you doing?
Concentrate. Concentrate.
What are they?
Messages from the past. I had myself thrown into half the prisons in Paris in search of these. What's your name, boy?
Arno. Arno Victor Dorian.
Dorian. Of course. Pierre Belec. I knew your father.
Bully for you.
He died at Versailles. In what? 76? 77? December, as I recall. No witnesses.
How did you...
Your father was an assassin, Arno. He gave his life, fighting for the liberty of all mankind. You stick with me, you might just live long enough to join the Brotherhood. Honor your father's memory.
Listen, I'm sure your little cult is a delightful bunch, but I'm not interested. The only thing I care about is finding Elise.
How are you planning on doing that from in here?
Oh, I know, I hate that nickname. It's so disgusting.
Again! Ow! Focus, pisspot!
What the hell is going on out there?
Citizens are restless. Keep an ear open. Opportunity may just come knocking soon.
That was cannon fire.
Sometimes opportunity sounds a lot like cannon fire.
Secure the prisoners!
Follow my lead. We haven't got all day.
What you doing in there? You what?
Prisoners up against the wall.
On whose authority?
I told you this was going to end badly. Silence! Stay back! Prisoners up against the wall. Stay back!
Rest in peace!
And now we're at the beginnings of the French Revolution. It's gonna be so exciting to go through this. I don't know, please defend your friend. Don't start climbing the walls. Thank you.
One of them stabs me.
Oh, he's taking a while to fall. Wow. Arno. My goodness. Uh-oh. No, I need medicine. Don't touch me. Okay, I got $5 from it. That's okay. Or 5. I don't know what they use.
This way! Fire! Fire, damn you! Stop the prisoners! No way to road prisoners! Back in yourselves! Nowhere to run. Throw down your weapons! Stop right there! Yield! You ain't now! Drop your weapons!
Where now? Up. Brilliant. And how do we get down again?
Trust me. I surrender. I surrender.
What are you waiting for, Pisspot? It's time to jump.
What? Prison scrambled your brains, old man.
Drake took care of that a long time ago. Now get up here!
I can't, that's impossible.
Impossible? That's the purview of every assassin boy. If you can pluck your head out of your own arse, come find us. Make a great fit. Goodbye, Pisspot!
You! Back away from the ledge!
I love that cut from game to title screen. It's amazing. So I should be wrapping this up. I think there might be a little cutscene or two. Then we'll be done for today's stream.
Please?
That's some welcome.
One can't be too careful. But after what happened...
Elise,
Haven't you done enough to repay my father's kindness?
Elise, please. You can't believe I killed Monsieur de la Serre. Your father... He wasn't the man you thought he was. Neither of our fathers were.
I know exactly who my father was, Arnaud. And I know who yours was. I suppose it was inevitable. You an assassin, me a Templar.
You?
Does that shock you? My father always meant for me to follow in his footsteps. Now all I can do is avenge him.
I swear to you, I had nothing to do with his death.
But you did.
No. No! By my life, I swear I didn't. Is that?
A letter intended for my father the day he was murdered. Read it.
Grandmaster de la Serre, I have learned through my agents that an individual within our order plots against you. I beg you to be on your guard at the initiation tonight. Trust no one, not even those you call friends. May the Father of Understanding guide you. L.
I found that on the floor of my father's room. Unopened.
I didn't know.
Neither did my father.
How could I have known?
Just go. Please.
want to go ahead and thank those who did tune in today for today's stream of Assassin's Creed Unity. I am the Scribe. I go over game development, and this game, for this one, I'm going over the historical accuracies and inaccuracies of Assassin's Creed. Super excited to continue on with this series. I might look at some of the other installments of the series, but I'm gonna keep on going with Unity. Gonna try out that multiplayer aspect with some other streamers and any other players. That'd be really great to do. We are also sponsored by Magic Feet Compression Socks, supporting heroes and winners. I stream every Tuesday and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We have a YouTube and Discord if you guys want to join in. I just sent the link again one more time. If you want to talk to any of us on Discord, we have our own little private rooms that you guys can talk to by our titles. Once again, I am the Scribe. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. See you guys next time.